Welcome to today's CESI Insights interview. Today I'm with Albert van der Smissen, Chairman of the Dutch NCF. Albert, welcome.
Welcome, Klaus. Thank you.
Albert, can you say a little bit about you and your trade union, especially in these difficult times? What challenges are you facing? How do you cope with the current situation?
Well, the greatest challenge is to keep the contact with our members and our associates. And all the workers are facing big changes in their family lives and in their working places lives, and everything is changing. And some of them have no changes, but they still have to work, which is also very dangerous. So we are trying to take care of them as good as we can.
And the sector you have been mentioning is the finance sector, but also, of course, customs. What are the particular challenges? I mean, this is work which cannot be done from home, of course. Obviously, this is on C2 work. What challenges are your members facing?
Oh, we have about, I think, 70% of all the people do the work from home now. And we have 30% who still have to visit the companies to check, to control, to see if legislation is followed, if there's not smuggled tobacco into the country or drugs or weapons or that kind of things. We have a few big main ports in Vlissingen, Rotterdam, Amsterdam, and we still have the customs to check there. So it's like Corona divided us in two groups. Those who still can do their job but do it at home, and those who still have to do their job but have to go to all the companies and people.
And in terms of in the Netherlands, the economic and social impacts now, I'd say, of both the Corona measures themselves, but also the lockdown and shutdowns. What is the current situation in the Netherlands?
Well, I think our government is doing the utmost to support those who have their own companies and to keep them alive, because they know the unemployment rate will go sky high in the moment you have this big boom where every company goes bankrupt and comes into social declaration. So that's a good thing. But on the other hand, my union is for the people who work for the government, of course, in the tax and the finance and customs. And we already see that with the collective bargaining, our employer is saying, oh, we don't have any money, so we can't give you anything. So it's very unfair if you still are working for the country, doing your utmost best under very heavy circumstances. And the country actually, or the government is saying, oh, but we don't have any value in money to give you what you really should get.
And how do you help your members now specifically? I mean, you said the issue of collective bargaining is of course a difficult one. Also, access to your members might be very difficult. How can you practically assist or help your members?
Yes, it's like our union has three big pillars. One is the pension. The second is the collective bargaining for all people in our sector, and the third one is the specific individual helping aid when someone has a problem at work. And we see now that as there are no workers at work anymore, we have less problems in the relationships between the team leader and the worker, but we have more problems now in explaining the rules which are now being made for working at home. So we have more problems concerning to the social collective rights for our workers to bargain them to get some money. If you work at home, you have some spendings. If you go to the office, you don't have any spendings because the boss pays everything. So it's really, we are shifting to another corner of collective bargaining, I think.
To a change of the subjects subject to collective bargaining, basically, yes.
Yeah, because we now have to see if we need extra money or regulation to work at home, and what do we do with the times? Can they look into the computer you are working on to see if you are really working, or is this peeping Tom not allowed or something, you see?
And as a trade unionist, and also, let's say, as someone who works for the members, for the workers in the public sector, what are in this particular situation your biggest hopes, and what is your biggest fear?
Well, the biggest hope is for Corona to disappear, and my biggest fear is that it's everlasting, of course. But for the workers, especially, I'm really concerned with those who can't cope with the situation. And maybe not only in the short term, but much more important for the long term. Who will fall out in the next 1, 2, 3 till 5 years, and then will have no work left? So I think we should also start the discussion about a work to be honestly divided between people. So there where all the employers don't want to talk about dividing the work from 40 hours a week until 32 or even 24 hours a week, and spreading it about all people, or even talking about a basic salary for everyone who lives in the country or in Europe. I think we do have to start talking about it, because otherwise we will have large groups who can't cope with the situation, and they will be the new poor in the future.
NCF is member of CESI. Any particularly relevance to be part of the Confederation, of the European Confederation at this stage?
The relevance, well, it's like we have these two ways. On the one part, we see the struggle that the European Commission has to give a face to Europe. We see the struggle there is in for instance, customs. If the smuggle goes from Antwerp to Vissing, and we see there are no rules and there is no help from the other countries to Holland to get it stopped. On the other hand, you can imagine we might be too small to do it on our own. And that's my comparison also to CESI. If you want to do everything alone, you know, you'll be, and forgive me the word, you'll be damned in a few years. So you have to seek for alliances within your country and above your country. And that alliance for me is CESI. So CESI gives us the opportunity to step into Europe without really taking the danger ourselves, but letting the danger be with CESI and trying to, well, to profit from what CESI has to offer.
Albert, thanks a lot. All the best to you. Take care, stay healthy, and see you soon in person, hopefully.
Okay, bye-bye.